Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Hardy. I'm the owner of DC2DW, Digital Connect to the Digital World Entertainment. Today, what I'm going to do is give a full presentation of my services and what I offer to all my customers. This presentation is important because I always like to educate my customers before selecting my services. Some of my customers are out of town and are not able to meet with me in person, so this video presentation is more so for them, but it's also for any future customers so they get a chance to understand what my company has to offer. Here, what you have here is kind of like a little information about myself and who I am. Again, like I said, I'm Mario Hardy. I'm the owner of DC2DW DVDJ Entertainment, and it kind of gives you an idea of my services. I have like 21 years of military service, where I retired from the military. I pretty much been DJing ever since I was 16 years old, so I have over 25 years worth of experience. I'm currently taking Associates of Applied Science and Business Administration, Event Planning, and Meeting at Capital University, which I actually graduate in May. So I'm kind of looking forward to that because that's a key factor to have as DJ entertainer, is to be able to help and assist your customers in the planning of their event. I know some cases most customers don't have actual planners to help and assist them with their event. So by me having this knowledge and this information, I plan on doing a lot more to help my customers make sure their event is successful. My computer just kind of shows I have an associate's degree in computer networking, and that kind of goes along with being digital. I kind of take the effect of what digital can do throughout the computer systems and different types of systems you'll see throughout my presentation, and to enhance the vision of that customer. As you can see, I have a list of different things I do. I'm an expert MC. I can MC mostly all events. I'm an event planner, event decorator, or excuse me, not decorator, event director. Make sure I get that straight. I do a little decoration decor, but I try to stay out of that. I should say stay out of that lane because I try not to get caught up in that. I try to focus more on what I love to do, which is DJing. I'm a video technician, light technician, media technician, referral services. I pretty much do it all to help and assist customers with their events. One of the biggest things you'll find about me is I can take a vision, and with all the equipment and services that I have to offer, and I can enhance that vision. Over the years, I have developed a good relationship with all of my customers, from past to present to future. And with that being said, is a lot of my customers, they continuously come back. Now that's important. Most of the time for a DJ entertainer, when you get customers to come back for that first, that second, that third event, that says a lot about what you have to offer for your customers. My customers know I take good care of them. And that's one of the biggest things I try to do, is I put my customers first, and I do what I can to help them out as much as I can. This here is a snapshot of what my business looked like within 5 years. As of February 15, 2018, I've been in business for 5 entire years. And so within that 5 years, as you can see, I started off small and with 28 and ended up big last year with 105. That says a lot about me. It says a lot about my company. It says a lot about my services. One of the biggest things that I do want to highlight is that my prices are very affordable. Now, I'm a stretch pricing. The way I look at it is, I look at pricing to where I kind of design my company to make it easy for people to enjoy themselves, for people to be able to celebrate those great moments in time. I'm not trying to get rich off of this, but at the same time, I'm trying to be as helpful as possible. Because if it's not affordable, then it's something that's going to go away. So my pricing, of course, which is almost 1/3 of what most other DJs charge for the services that I offer, it's more of making it easy for people to afford and be able to live after the event is all said and done. Again, the pricing, yes, that shows it, but my services, even though my prices may be low, I'm telling you, I probably have the best services in town. Insurance. One of the biggest things a lot of the small DJ companies or DJs that have his insurance. Now it's important because here in Fayetteville, there's only but maybe two venues that actually require insurance. But normally outside of Fayetteville, some of the venues require it. Now liability insurance is important because let's say if my speaker blows up or catches on fire or whatever the case may be, I want to make sure my customer is taken care of. They don't have to worry about any damage done because my insurance will cover that. Anything that my equipment may do, which has never happened before, but I'm trying to make sure I take care of my customers by having insurance. It is important that when you're dealing with DJ entertainers, DJs, or people that have that high tech equipment that have different types of effects that might get hot or heated, that they're able to cover any damages that it may do to the room. Again, never happened to me before, but just in case it happens, I do have insurance. Now, during my presentations, when I sit in front of my customers and I give this presentation, one of the biggest questions I ask my customer is, what is your vision? Me knowing what your vision is gives me a clear understanding of what I need to do to enhance that vision and make that vision come to reality. It is important that you give a clear vision to all your vendors. And if a vendor is not asking you what your vision is, then most likely they probably don't know what they're doing. But your vision sets the pace on how me as a DJ entertainer, how I'm going to actually design your package, how I'm going to set up my equipment, how I'm going to interact with your guests. Your vision tells it all. That's why it's so important that, like, a lot of people, when you think about DJ, you're thinking, okay, yeah, that's just a person that plays the music. That's correct. If they're a DJ, I'm a DJ entertainer. So as a DJ entertainer, it's my job, it's my obligation to make sure your customers are well entertained. And I bring exactly what your vision is to reality and make dreams come true. So vision is the most important portion. When I ask this question, and I do this for all my customers, when I sit down with my customers, it's important that I get a better understanding of what you're trying to achieve. This here is just a module of what a typical wedding day looks like. Now, I'm going to break this down to how I do a wedding day. Now, the way I do a wedding day, you have your setup time. Now, setup time normally, because of decorators, they require 3 hours to set up. Now, for me, it only requires 2 hours. So for 2 hours, I'm able to set up based off, again, it depends on the venue and how the venue is structured and how easy to access it is to get in and get out. But normally it takes me 2 hours to set up. Once I'm set up, I am up and ready. 30 minutes prior to your wedding ceremony, I'm going to play a preload music to entertain your guests, because guess what? Your wedding might start at 4, but your guests are going to arrive early. So what are they going to do while they're there? I'm going to play music to entertain your guests. Now, during your ceremony, what I do is I offer not only music support, but also sound support. So I'm playing music for all the different events that are taking place throughout your ceremony. I'm playing sound support because now I'm going to provide you your soloist with he or she who's singing, and I'm also going to mic the minister, and I'm going to mic the groom. Now, why am I miking the minister and the groom? Well, if you ever gone to a wedding ceremony and you never heard what's going on, what's taking place, it's because there's no microphones. What I do is I actually mic the minister because he's the center of the sound. And because he's the center of the sound, what I'm going to do is mic him so everyone can hear what's being said. Now, the reason why I mic the groom is he's the backup. So if for some reason something goes wrong with that primary microphone, I can just turn the groom's microphone on to capture the sound. You always plan for a backup plan. And I do that with every event that I do. So that's during the ceremony. So at that time frame, I got my microphones set in place. I got my microphone on my minister. I got my microphone on my groom. I got the soloist. He or she has a handheld. And we're ready to rock and roll for the ceremony. So the ceremony goes place, and most ceremonies take about 30 minutes. If you have your typical size wedding party, it takes about 30 minutes. You jump in the broom, your unity candle, your sand ceremony, all that's going to take about 30 minutes. That transition from the ceremony to the show shower, okay, what's going to happen during that time frame is the actual bridal party and the bride and groom are going to, and the family, bridal family, are going to go take pictures. Well, what's going to happen during the social hour is the guests are going to go to that location, that designated location for the social hour. Now, my job during that time frame is to entertain your guests. Now, what I do during that time frame is I play jazz music, and that's just something to where they're not yelling and screaming when they're talking to each other. So I'm playing the jazz music, everybody's having a good time, everybody's talking, and then during that time frame, I'm gonna go out with my secondary photography services, and I'm gonna take pictures of your guests. So you have a nice collection of all your guests that showed up for your wedding. Now I'm going through and I'm going to ask, I'll say, ma'am, sir, ladies and gentlemen, is it okay if I take your pictures for the bride and groom? And I'm going to take pictures of you. Now, while you're out taking pictures with your professional photographer, I'm taking pictures of your actual guests. Now, I am not trying to take the job of any professional photographer. I just want to put that out there. I am primarily focused on taking pictures of your guests. So y'all are having your picture moment, your guests are having that picture moment. And it just makes your guests feel so important when I'm taking pictures of them, because they're now part of your special day. So as we move forward, during that time frame, we're getting guests ready. And what I like to do during that transition of that social hour to the reception is I like to prep your guests, get them hyped, get them ready to be able to receive you during your grand entrance coming in. So as you come in, and you're coming in there, and you're ready to like really have a great time, that introduction sets the pace for your wedding. So the way you come in and the way you're introduced, that is exactly how things are going to take place. So if you come in and you are like coming in like you're going to church and you're quiet and you're tippy-toeing in, then that's exactly how your reception is going to be. It's going to be like sitting in church. Don't get me wrong, church it is exciting, but I'm just saying it's not as exciting as a party sometimes. It depends on what church you go to, right? Okay, but keep it moving. Well, during that time frame, that entrance, I'll give that little hype speech. Hey, y'all go in here, you have a good time, step it out, enjoy yourself. During that time frame, that is what's going to bring people alive at your reception. The way you enter will set the pace. From that point, we're going to go straight into your first dance. If that's what you select to do, that's like a common thing I do, but it's like if you want to do it that way. So you go into your first dance. After your first dance, you actually have a seat. Designated person is going to say the blessing, says the blessing, and then it's time to eat. Now, at that point in time, I tell this to all my brides and grooms, I technically take over, now unless the wedding planner just really wants to take it, but I normally take over and I have to actually direct the reception. So, as the blessing's being done and it's time to be served, the video tribute, which is also part of your package, we put together. And what I do is, most caterers serve the bride and groom. While the bride and groom is being served, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to play a video tribute to the bride and groom. So that video tribute is being played, the bride and groom is being served, and at the same time, the bride and groom is getting a chance to eat. Because most of the time what happens is, when it's time to eat, everybody ambushes the table where the bride and groom are at, and they can't really eat. By me playing that video tribute, that allows to entertain your guests while you get a moment to yourselves to just sit back and just enjoy what just happened at the ceremony. So you're eating, the video tribute is playing, and bam, it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I will come to your table to direct you. Now, keep in mind, if it's a buffet, I will direct the tables up one by one. They're not going to stampede the buffet. I'm going to do it to where it's properly, people go up, they're able to eat, get their food, and they go back. And I'm going to direct table one by one. Now, as this is going on, taking place, I'm playing music videos. Now, these music videos are wedding-based music videos to entertain your guests. So, I'm directing, I'm making sure people are getting the food in a nice, orderly manner, and at the same time, I'm entertaining guests all at the same time. And this is all what I do as a DJ entertainer. After it's time, after we're done eating and everyone's done, everyone's got their stomachs full, then we get into the toasting and the cupcaking. Now, I stress to people, if you pay $200 to $500 something for a wedding cake, it is important that you get access to that cake, cut it, and get it out there to your guests in a timely manner. If you wait to the last portion of the formal event of your reception to cut that cake, most likely you're going to be taking a lot of cake home. So I always stress that right after you finish eating, you want to go ahead and serve them dessert. So that's where you go into your toasting and your cutting of the cake. So you cut your cake. You know, everybody's saying the special words of reflection, words of encouragement. Bam. Now the cake's being cut up and it's being properly served to your guests. So you're not taking a lot of cake home with you. It makes no sense to spend $500 something on a cake and then you take it home with you. So that's one of those things I kind of throw that out there. Then you get into your special dances and your games. A lot of games. The most popular game that a lot of people like to play is a shoe game. I stress the shoe game because it kind of shows as a couple who you are, how much you know about each other, and it also highlights your special day. A lot of people, some people play it, some people don't. But again, this is a way to entertain your guests. From there, then you have your special dances. Now, your special dances normally start off with the bride dances with her father, the groom dances with his mother, and then again, if in some cases, if the parents are not present, the mother, the father is not present, you always can change it up. There's no set standard. There's no right or wrong way to do a wedding. It's the way you want it and the way you want it done. It could be okay. You could dance with your children. You could dance with your uncle, your aunt, however you want to do it. But your special dances are just moments to really celebrate your day. Then we get into some fun parts, which is the bouquet toss, the garter removal, and the garter toss. Again, you don't have to do these events, but these are like traditional things that happen during a wedding reception. So then you want to make sure you pick the right music, and that's one of the things I'm going to make sure you get the right music to go with it. So like for the ladies, of course, most ladies like the single ladies, Formation, or just any song that highlights ladies, single ladies. Then you have the removal of the garter. This is the time for the groom to shine. When it's time for the groom to shine, this is where you want to play some slow music to where he goes in, and he pretty much, like I like to say on the microphone, is he is now showing single men how he got his woman. You can have fun with it. You can have a good time with it. Keep it clean so you don't offend anyone. But again, you're having fun. Enjoy your day. These are all tools to entertain your guests and to have a great time. And then you have your final thank yous and then the actual dance floor. When we get into the dancing, normally the normal procedure, and this is my normal procedure, it doesn't, again, it's pretty much what my customers tell me to do. But what I try to do is I try to maximize the dance floor because most cases the photographer, videographer only have so much time. And I want them to capture as much as they can during the time that they've been hired. So I maximize that floor with maybe 2 line dances and then some upbeat wedding jam music so where people have to go out there and have a good time. Then we get into the dancing, have a good time. I got like a couple of things like the slide challenge, the Soul Train line, all those different things to entertain your guests. And that is right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your typical wedding day breakdown. Now, I stress this to my customers who are having weddings because most of them are not familiar. They've been to weddings, but they don't know all the details that go on with a wedding. So what I do is I actually educate them on what goes on, what takes place. I'm really good at educating my customers on the type of events that they're doing. The next actual block that you're going to see here is more so of a your regular events. These are typical your birthday parties, your retirement parties, your special presentation, award presentations. This is your typical day. Normally, those events last anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. In this breakdown, I kind of broke it down to where you have your social hour. Your social hour is you give people time to get there. Now, you might tell them that the event starts at 5 o'clock, but from 5 to 6 is that times where you want to get as many of your guests there possible. So that's that social time. That's where people are coming in. I'm playing that light jazz music to get people ready for that big moment, the big event. Then, if it's a birthday party or if it's a special guest presentation, at this point in time, now there's the grand entrance of those special individuals. For birthday parties, it's that one person to come in for their birthday. If it's a anniversary for a church or for their pastor, anything like that, that's the introduction. Introduction of the guests of honor is important because this is what's setting the pace for the event. Then you got your blessing of the food. Then you have your dinner. In some cases, small events sometimes have finger foods, and that's fine. But you kind of want to follow a nice time to where everyone understands the timeline of what's going on, what's taking place when it comes to the vendors. It makes it easier if you kind of have a good kind of like outline of what's going on, what's taking place throughout your event. Then you get, after everyone eats, then you get into your presentation. Now, presentation, most time for birthday parties or for any events, you have your words of encouragement, words of reflection, and words of wisdom. And that pretty much kind of goes with most events outside of weddings. So that's your special presentation. Whatever's going on, special gifts being given, that takes place. And then there's like, acknowledgments, words of the last words. A guest of honor is going to speak. Special guest is going to speak, or special speaker is going to speak. Guest of honor speaker, or whatever you want to call those individuals. If you have a comedy, if your comedian will come up and say some things or do some things, whatever your entertainment for a special presentation that's going to take place, that's going to take place within that 30 to 60 minutes. From that point, after it's all said and done, then we get into our dancing, and that's pretty much where I take over. Again, throughout this whole process, I'm providing you with full support for sound, music, lighting, light effects, the whole, but I am there to make sure your vision comes true. This here are all my services that I offer. I kind of highlight those throughout the two blocks that I just went through with the wedding day and your special events. But this is kind of like a more of a detail. Now, I'm a video DJ. I'm a digital video DJ, and what that comes is that I actually offer music videos to hype your events, to bring vision, give that special effect to where people can see what's going on, see what's taking place with that music. So as a video DJ, I use my tools to enhance, excite, and have a great time. With that dance cam, when I turn on that dance cam and people can see themselves dance, they feel like, oh man, they're at the Grand Bandstand, they're at Soul Train, they're at some type of special function where they're live on TV. Now, keep in mind, they're live on TV, but it's not being broadcasted out. So they're able to see themselves having a good time and dancing. So as a video DJ, that's that special effect that I bring to the events. Uplighting and light effects. With uplighting and light effects, that's pretty much now, again, you want that special effect, that light, that personalization, where you have that gobo that personalizes your event. You have that uplight that gives that special glow to make that decor pop. Then you have the special effects, so when it's time to hit that dance floor, it got lights going every which way, so they dancing with the lights. Everybody's on beat. Everybody's having a good time. All this is all part of that uplighting and that light effect. Secondary photography, I did talk a little bit about this, and again, this is where I'm capturing what's going on with your guests. I'm capturing what the guests are doing, what's going on, what's the special parts of your event. Again, it is not to take the place of a professional photographer. It is just to capture what's going on at the time that music is being played and people are having a good time. It's always good to capture everything that's going on throughout your event, because pictures will always bring back great memories of that day. The video production. The video production, again, this is that video tribute that I was talking about earlier. I try to do a video tribute to the guests, the bride and groom, the guest of honor, that birthday person. It's important because what you want to do is you want to take that video tribute and you want to tell that story. You want to highlight what's going on, what's taking place. You want them to understand who these people are and why are we here celebrating. That video tribute is going to do that plus a lot more. It's going to tell your story. It's going to tell the path that you took to get where you're at now. So that video tribute is very important. And with my video tribute, that production, I'll even offer a day out photo shoot. So if we have to get some extra pictures, we go out and take those pictures so we can take those stage pictures to make that video as perfect as possible. But these are the four services that I offer. And of course, I offer a lot more. But these are the primary ones that come with every single package that I offer. Here are just breakdowns of my different packages and my different prices. This here is a basic package. This package more so goes with my birthday events, my award presentations, pretty much my special type events. And this kind of is like the perfect basic package that fits the budget and it fits the type of event that you're trying to do, that is just your regular type event. So keep in mind, different locations, different venues, there's different prices that go, like you get more equipment, less equipment, but every venue I have a special package that goes along with it, which that price is it's a special price. But these are just my basic prices to give people an understanding of what they get and what my packages actually entail. My $500 package is more so my wedding reception package. And the wedding reception package, this is more so if you're just hiring me just to do your wedding reception, it's only going to cost you $500 and you're going to get all those services that I talked about. I'm going to go way and beyond to make sure your wedding day is perfect. So with the wedding reception, you just want me to focus on your wedding reception, which is fine. I have no problem just doing wedding receptions. But this is kind of gives you an idea to where I'm going to be high speed MC. I'm going to motivate. I'm going to prepare your crowd. I'm going to get them up and having a good time. Your full wedding day package. This is $650. Now, I stress this to my customers. If I have to set up two separate systems, then it's going to cost you $650. If you doing your wedding at one location, it's only going to cost you $500. And I will do the ceremony and I will do the reception. The price change is only based if I have to set up two separate systems. As long as I have to set up two separate systems, for me to do your wedding is only $500. But if I have to set up two separate systems, it's going to cost you $650. And again, this is 1/3 of what most other DJs are charging to do weddings. So I just want to make sure that it really doesn't mean that you're getting bad service. That means you still get top of the line service. You just don't have to pay that much. And that means you actually can eat and breathe and live after your event is over. This is the actual ultimate experience. I call this the ultimate experience package, is extreme. This is where if you want to go way and beyond, this is that package. This is where you got TV screens all over the place. You got uplighting all over. It looks like Hollywood went crazy. This is that ultimate experience. With that ultimate experience, it brings it like now. Not too many people use this because like with the other two packages or with the other three packages, pretty much it covers everything you need. But if you really want to get funky with it, if you really want to have a great time, then I would say go with the ultimate experience. Now, this is just a quick rundown of me and what I wear to most of my events. Now, I'm very professional. When it comes down to doing formal events, I'm going to dress to that type of event. If you are having a wedding, formal event, ball, this is my uniform. My uniform is a black tuxedo vest, black dress pants, black bow tie, black shoes. Now, I am so smooth to where if you want me to be part of your color scheme, I can switch out my bow tie and my vest to match that color. So I have a variety of different colors that go along with different schemes. But if you just want me to be basic, I have no problem wearing that black and white. Music selection. I stress to my customers, if you are looking for someone to give that club environment, I am not the right DJ for your event. I am more family orientated to the type of event you want me to do. I'm not the type of DJ that's going to do the club scene. Don't get me wrong, I'm good. I can play, do almost any kind of music that's out there. But when it comes down to my music, I try to keep my music clean, and I try to keep it to where it doesn't offend people. Most of the music selection I have, people are still going to have a great time and enjoy themselves. But I stress that to people. If you're really looking for a club effect, I'm not the right DJ for your event. And I'm telling people up front because I prefer that if you're looking for that, I rather you get that to fit your vision. And in most cases, if I hear, if that's what you're trying to do, I'll be very honest. I'm a very honest person. If you tell me something and I don't think I'm a proper fit for your vision, I'm going to let you know. But I stress that because my music selection, I have a large music selection, music and music videos. And pretty much everything I have is clean. It's family oriented to where the kids can listen to it. Doesn't matter if they're kids, adults, everybody's going to have a great time with my music. And I specialize in old school R&B and top 40, but I can do some hip hop, I can do some rock and roll, I can do some country, I can do some jazz, reggae, Latin, and Christian gospel. Keep in mind, I'm a military type DJ, so when I DJ overseas at different clubs, on base and different like that, I had to be able to play a variety of different music, and I'm very familiar with it. So don't let who I am fool you. I'm capable of doing it all. This here is just a highlight of the different type of go-go's that you can use to personalize your wedding day, or excuse me, and your wedding day or special event. So here, I can design it. I can make it anything you want it to be. If you wanted to have a wedding, bride and groom on it, I could do it. If you want like an Egyptian theme, I can do that. If you want your class theme or anything you want, I can make a go-go to make it to where it goes along with your event. Keep in mind, once upon a time, when people who wanted to personalize their event, they had to pay about between 60, yeah, I know like now it's like $60 to $75 for a gobo. Well, now what I've done is I've actually learned the process of how to make gobos to where now the customer doesn't have to pay for it. It's now part of the package deal. So this is kind of an idea to how you can personalize your event. Next, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is take you through my equipment. I'm not trying to make y'all DJs or turn you out to DJ entertainers, but I want you to get an understanding of what I use to make your day the perfect day. First thing up is the Newmark NS6. With the NS6, it's just like the old school turntables and mixer. With the controller, it pretty much allows me to control the flow of the music from blending to mixing the videos and the music. This is what I use. This is the primary thing I use to control it. The Yamaha mixers, I have a total of two. The primary Yamaha mixer that I use is the actual Yamaha MG16. It's a total of 16 channels that allows me to hook up 16 different things dealing with sound and music. So what I do with this mixer is I have a total of 4 handheld microphones hooked up to it with the controller. And this allows me to control all sound and music through one location. I keep a backup just in case, but my primary one that I always use is the actual MG16. This little bad boy right here, I use this primary more so for small events or for ceremonies. This is a tone match audio engine mixer. This allows me to digital control my microphones and my sound. When I say digital control, there's already pre-settings for special, like let's say if I have a Shure microphone, I go in, click on it, Shure, and if it's a PG58 or whatever it is, click on it, bam, settings come up, and all the proper settings for that sound to sound perfect are pre-done for that microphone. So this is more so I use for my ceremonies or special presentations. These are my dance cams. I use these cameras to be able to capture what's going on the dance floor. This is to highlight the dance floor and for it to show up onto the screens. Most of the time you won't even see the cameras because they're so small, but it allows me to be able to flip over and people can see themselves dancing. This is the Zoom Q2N and the Zoom Q4N. So these are outstanding cameras. I mean, they can actually be used to record, but I don't use them for recording. I'm using them more so to capture what's going on in the dance floor so people can see themselves dance. This high-speed stand here is the X stand, and it allows me to get in and get out quickly. Most of the time, if I have to do a quick setup, like for ceremonies and a quick exit, I set this up, and it allows me to set up a full setup, allow me to control what's going on at the ceremony or small events. This thing, it takes me about 20 minutes to set up and 10 minutes to tear it down. So this is like, I call this my special forces stand to where I can get in and get out quick, fast, in a hurry. These are my babies right here. These are the Bose L1 Compact. With the Bose L1 Compact, these are, like, I call them, not me, my own personal opinion, these are the perfect speakers for a mobile DJ. It brings the room it brings the room to a whole different level. The way these speakers sound, it's just like everyone knows what Bose speakers sound like. I use a total of 4. Now, to get a little bit more in detail about these speakers, just imagine one of these speakers is equivalent to 100 people. So if I have 4 of these, that kind of gives you an idea of the quality of the sound. And if all you are familiar with Bose speakers, you know what Bose can do. At the same time, I did make a high-speed YouTube video, which is very popular on YouTube. All you gotta do is type in Bose L1 Compact, and it'll come up, and you can see the video presentation I put together at Cliffdale Recreation Center. So, but these are the speaker systems I primarily use for most of my events. Ain't nothing better than to hear the boom and the bass of that sound or that music. With this Bose F1 powered subwoofer, it gives that special sound, that thump, to make that music make you really feel the music and that bass that's in that music. So as you can see, with the total of 4 L1 compacts and my Bose F1 powered subwoofer, I got my highs, I got my mids, and I got my lows. It is going to sound perfect in that venue. My QS QSC K12s. I don't really use them that much because normally with all the other Bose system, I don't really need them more. But if I have to bring in reinforcements, don't get me wrong, the QSC K12, I'll bring them in, and we all be deaf up in there. But these bad boys with the Bose teamed up with the Bose speakers, it is like extremely loud. And I only use the QSC K12s for larger venues. I won't bring these for my regular venues that I like, the regular medium to large size venues. They have to be like the Coliseum type venue where I bring in the big boys. Here are the microphones I use for all of my events. I bring a total of 5 handheld microphones and 2 lapel. This is to where I have the appropriate amount of microphones to cover down for any type of event, or if one goes out, or whatever the case may be, I'm well prepared to cover down for microphone support. My screens, I have a total of I actually use 5 screens at the max. At the minimum, I use 2, but based on the type of event and the size of the venue, that lets me determine, and then also the type of package that you choose, that lets me know how many screens I need to use. The video screens will actually have a special effect to people out now they not only can hear, but they can see what's going on as well. Now we're getting more into my special effects. These next couple of light systems are all my special light effects. This is more so, most time you won't see these lights until it's time to dance. So the first ones up are my American DJ Inno pocket spots. These pretty much are moving heads that dance along with the music. Normally what I do is during the formal portion of the event, when there's no dancing going on, I put them in just a mode to where they just like nicely float throughout the room to give that nice elegant look in that room. When it's time to dance, I put those modes on sound mode and they dance with the music. So these are the first light effect. Next, I have my American DJ Stinger Starlight. These are like light shows in a box. What they do is they put together a nice laser and light show on that dance floor. Now, I don't turn these on until it's time to dance. And when I turn them on, the laser and the lights that come out of these bad boys, it has such a special effect on that floor to where it just brings everybody, it just kind of hypes everybody up to even have a more good, I should say, do more on that dance floor. My pocket roll stage lights, these are high speed. What they do is they shoot out gobos left and right, up and down, side to side to give that special effect on that dance floor. Again, most of these lights, like I said, all these lights I'm showing you right now are all my special effect lights. And again, all these light systems going at one time, it puts on a nice light and laser show throughout the time that people are on the dance floor. The gobo projectors. The gobo projectors, I have a total of 2. These are what makes it kind of like bring that personal touch to that event. This is where you have your name or a special logo or a special design to highlight your event. Normally, I only use 1, but in some cases, it depends on what we're trying to achieve, what that vision is, I might use 2. My American DJ Jelly Dome effect lights pretty much give that special disco ball effect. And with both of them going on at the same time, it kind of gives you that old disco 70s effect to where it changes colors, it kind of like changes speed, but it gives that effect to where it feels like you're dancing in a disco ball. These high-speed fog machines are pretty much what they do is they give that special effect to where if you're doing a grand entrance, it shoots up fog and the light hits the fog to make it look like it's a flame. It depends on the color. It can be red, blue, green, but it has that special effect. So for a grand entrance, these are perfect for that. But the only thing about these is that most venues won't let you use it because it sets off the fire alarm. So those older venues, if you have an old venue, or I should say if they have the old style fire alarm systems, you can't use those because it will set them off. Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool is my cloud machine. What it does is provide a low fog on the floor to make it look like you're dancing on a cloud. And this is a good effect to where if you want that special dance or that special effect to have, this is perfect. But again, most venues will not let us bring it in there because if it rises up a little bit or something like that, it can set up the fire. This is only good for the newer venues, but you can't use it on the old ones because with the old ones it sets off the fire alarms. My Q bar lights. These are high-speed lights that shoots out three powerful beams, which each beam I can control the different color. These are more so to highlight the head table, the cake table. These are really, and then even the dance floor. But they have special, like I said, there's a special program to where it allows me to have the music dance, or have the lights dance with the music, or if I just want to highlight the cake or highlight the candy station or the head table, it allows me to do that. These are my special force lights. With these bad boys, the wedges. With the wedges, what they do is they allow me to charge them, but once they're charged up, they're good for 20 hours. I can put these lights anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean because they're completely wireless, I can put them in special places to highlight, let's say, the wedding party area, the head table area, the wedding cake, candy station, any of those different things. It allows me to do that. And then keep in mind, I don't need a plug because these lights are completely wireless. Here we're getting more into my uplighting effect. With my uplighting effect lights are the bar system lights. And with those being in place, like I have my UV bar light systems, I use those more so if it's a glow party, I would use those for a glow party, or if it's a black, like I said, if it's a all white dress party, then I would use those to highlight to make the clothes glow. The ultra bright lights have a total of 64 programmed light colors, and the static light colors are in it. It includes the UV as well. But these lights, I use these to highlight the head table, the guests of honor, the bride and groom. These are to bring more attention to that location because they're the brightest lights that I have. Then you have your V bar. The V bar are more so these are my interior uplighting systems, which allows me to highlight the candy station, the cake table, any of those different areas. And in some cases, I use these to make tables glow. So that kind of gives you, these are more so my interior uplighting systems. And then the next lights are my exterior uplightings. These are pretty much about 4 feet long, and they cover a lot of space. These 12 lights will pretty much cover most of my small and medium sized venues. With my larger venues, I might have to use additional lighting, but these will cover most venues in the Fayetteville area. My actual park cans. My park cans are great. When I say they're great, these are great for, like, if I'm trying to just highlight something in particular, or if I'm trying to make something stand out, I use these. Normally, I don't use these, but these are my standby lights. I keep these on standby just in case if I want to do something extra, I use these lights for that. This is just to kind of give you an idea of the primary colors that a lot of people like to use for their events. The main color that most people like to use for some reason is magenta. For most of my weddings, anniversaries, magenta is the most popular color. For my ladies who are having birthdays, magenta is a popular color. Now, for my guys, normally blue is your color that you like to go with the blue. Then you have cyan, red, green. Of course, there's other colors, but these are the primary colors a lot of people use to highlight their events. Here, I'm just getting an example of what it looks like before and after. As you look at this top picture, which is the actual basement of what we know now as the Ramada. Back when I took this picture, it was the Holiday Inn, but it's now the Ramada. It kind of highlights what it looks like before and after. So before, this is what it looks like with no uplighting, and then the one down below, it looks like with uplighting. So you can see uplighting has a major impact on what a room can look like. This here is the head table area. Again, you can see before and after. Bam, before, you don't really have a lot going on. But with that backdrop and that uplighting, bam, we bringing that head table to life. Now here I'm just going to go through, show some of the examples of some of the different setups. And I'm just going to talk about some of them. Not really going to get not too deep in detail, but I'm just kind of like hit spot, kind of give you an idea of what my setups look like. Here, this is pretty much a 2015 setup, and it kind of gives you an idea. Like I said, I use the DJ facade to hide all the cables and wires and make everything work. so where everything kind of blends in and it has a nice presentation. Here, this is my typical setup that I normally do for most of my events. As you can see, it has a nice, clean look. No cables, no wires. There is some, but you don't really see them. And again, it blends in with the venue and the decor. Here, you have a picture of my setup for a class reunion in Virginia, and then also one of my backdrops. Like for some of my special events, I have different backdrops based off the themes to where you can use it for taking pictures. And in this one, they used the red carpet one to highlight it, and people were taking pictures. And then I had the videos going on, so it was a nice little setup. Here is just a full panel of my setups at different locations. The very top one is a setup of a birthday party. And as you can see, this is at Hope Mill Shrine. You can see the backdrop setup, Night to Remember. You had your DJ station and then the head table with all the special light effects. The one directly underneath that, the second one, is the actual setup for a wedding. You can see the light effects for the head table, the cake table, and then the uplighting throughout the entire room. The third one, and that second one was at the Excelente. The third one is at Clinton, at the Clinton Clubhouse. This was a wedding, and again, you can see the uplighting effect, the head table area, the video presentation. The last one at the bottom is the Excelente building number 2, and it kind of highlights this was a 50th birthday party. And as you can see, my small setup was in the corner, and you can see the light effect that it had throughout the room. Here, this was the actual graduation, Spelman graduation in Atlanta, Georgia. This here is the Cape Fear's Heroes. They actually won the championship, and I actually set up their area for their celebration. And in this picture, I just want to highlight that I use my table and my chairs and my linen. Now, I have basic stuff. I not get into the decor stuff, but for some events and some requirements, I have extra stuff to support my customers. It doesn't cost them anything extra, but it's just something that I have extra just to help out if necessary. Here is a baby shower at the Hope Mill Shrine. Here is a wedding at Doubletree. Here is a class reunion at the Hilton in Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another birthday party at the Hope Mill Shrine. Here is a retirement celebration in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina. Here is a wedding at the Excelente. Here is a class reunion at the Skyview. Here is a mother-son dance at the Cliffdale Recreation Center. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to put that out there. At our recreation centers, here, especially here in Fayetteville, our recreation centers are capable of doing events, but keep in mind, the only thing that's kind of hardcore about these recreation centers is that no alcohol is authorized or allowed. But they are perfect for doing the events. As you can see, this is a perfect setup for a actual mother-son dance. And then in this case, those are my round tables, my linen, and my uplighting. For this, I love doing the community events, and I go all of my way to support anything that's good for the community. Here's the father-daughter dance. So one of the things I love about Cliffdale Recreation Center is they do a lot of great things for the community, and like they do one for the mother and son, and then the father and daughter. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they always have a good time at these community events. And again, my tables, my linen, and my DJ and uplighting setup. This is a special setup at the venue that's in Goldsboro. A very beautiful venue. I cannot think of the name of it at the top of my mind right now. I'm trying to remember. But this venue is beautiful. It's one of the newer ones in Goldsboro, downtown Goldsboro. And this was a wedding setup. A lot of you are probably familiar with this. Is the Iron Mike on Fort Bragg. And the thing I love about the Iron Mike Center on Fort Bragg is it allows me to tap into their video system so where I can use their projectors to project the video presentations, video tributes, and the music videos. Again, this kind of is a good picture. It kind of shows the uplighting effect of making tables glow. You have the cake table, the head table, and then the DJ station with the monogram. And then as you can see, also one of the things I like about the Excelente is they do have video screens in each corner of their venue, and also they have a large one in the catering area. And this is just an example of the backdrops on the televisions. Normally what I do for my events is I choose one good picture of that guest of honor or that bride and groom and highlight it on the TV, so when it's not being played, it's able to personalize the event. This here is an actual 60th birthday party at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Very beautiful venue, very well kept secret. Not too many people know about this venue, but this is a beautiful venue on the base itself. Here's a close-up of the DJ station I used for this birthday party. Here's a kind of close-up of the retirement ceremony I did in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the actual church anniversary. I did this. This is a beautiful event I did last year. And what I did was this one, you can see there's a gobo on both sides to where guests who are coming in, they actually get a chance to see the theme of what that actual church anniversary was about. So this is the first, like one of the times I used a gobo, both gobo projectors on both sides. And this is just a snapshot from what it looks like from the DJ area. Here, this kind of has a special theme. This is a Cinderella wedding. And what we did was we made a gobo that had the Cinderella theme. And then as you can see, the uplighting to where it brings out the gobo and then the rest of the room. So here's another picture of the entire room. You can see the gobo to the side, how that blue brings out the rest of the room. And here's another picture from the side. Again, my DJ setup, I can convert it to where it's small enough to where it doesn't take up that much space and blends right into the venue. Here's an actual wedding setup in Wilmington. This time I did the gobo behind me because of the way the room was designed. And again, I blend right on in with the venue decoration decor. This is the Metropolitan Room downtown Fayetteville. This was an actual wedding setup. And as you can see, I have my uplighting off to the left side and to my right. And then the DJ station. I'm actually able to tap into their video system as well. They do have a video projector and screen to where you can tap into it as well. So here's kind of like a setup, a close-up of that DJ station. Here's the Hope Mill Shrine again. This is a birthday party. And here's a Sweet 16 birthday party at the Excelente building number 2. Again, small, compact setup. Squeeze me in the corner, put me in timeout, and I'm still going to jam. This was an actual non-profit event to where they did something to highlight and to award people that did great things in the community. And this is at Smith Recreation Center right across from Fayetteville State University. Here I am again in timeout at the Excelente, building number 2. There's a Suite 16 at the Excelente, building number 1. Here's a Suite 16 at Fort Jackson, Main Post Club. And this was a huge room, so this is, it kind of gives you an idea of all the lighting I have to use to highlight that room for that Suite 16. Here's the sky view. This is set up with the sky view. Excelente again, doing a birthday party. Wedding picture, wedding setup at the Excelente. Birthday party at the Excelente. Church religious event done at the AIT building, downtown Fayetteville. This was a special wedding that was done in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And this was a huge facility, so it took me, I think this was the primary time where I used more lights than I ever had I think I use all my light systems to highlight this facility. And there's a close up of the DJ station. Now this was a special. This was a very very special setup because you would not believe this is an actual double wide trailer. And myself and my partner in crime, play sister Tanisha Austin, um, she did the decor and that set up the room. And as you see, we transformed this double wide trailer into a beautiful party venue. Here's a kind of gives you an idea of their ultra bright lights and how to make the tables glow for the head table. So as you can see, this is a special effects where they're like when you walk into this venue, wow, first thing you're gonna see is like, okay, that must be where the guests of honor or the bride and groom are sitting at, because this was a wedding. This is a high speed this was a high speed baby shower at one of the clubhouses in the neighborhood area. So again, my chairs, my tables, my little DJ setup, and then my light and gumbo. I have the appropriate equipment to transform clubhouses and garages into the perfect venue for events. This is the actual penthouse Wells Fargo building downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. This was a nonprofit event in Goldsboro. Now, these pictures that I'm about to show are probably some of the best pictures of the Fair Barn location. This is a well-kept secret. This place looks like a castle. Very beautiful venue. A lot of people don't know about this venue, but this is probably one of the best venues in this entire area. I think it's Southern. I want to say it's either Southern Pines or Pinehurst, but it's a beautiful venue, and it's huge. And like I said, from the outside, it looks like a huge castle. Here you have pictures of the sky view. This is kind of like the upstairs area of a birthday party. Here's another setup of a birthday party. This is downstairs sky view. One of the things I like about Skyview is again they have uplighting already established in on their walls, to where it makes it easier for me to tag in my uplighting to really bring out the room. And then they also have 60-inch LED screens, which allows me to tap into where it maximizes the video capability in the facility. So here it kind of gives you an idea of the two 60-inch with my TV. And here's a better picture of both TVs being used. Two of my TVs and two of their TVs. Then again, Hope Meal Shrine. This here was an actual school dance setup I did at the Lloyd Almond Elementary School. This is a wedding setup at the Holiday Inn, Cedar Creek. And as you can see, this room was set up to where it had a step up. This room was transformed from a ceremony into a reception. And you can see how it was a nice transformation. And then this is the other room in the Holiday Inn, Cedar Creek. And this was also a wedding. This is the Rainbow Room. This is a birthday celebration. And that pretty much is everything, ladies and gentlemen. So if you enjoyed the presentation, I hope you enjoyed it. But this is a presentation I give to all my customers before they can sign a contract. And it kind of like, I like to educate my customers so they see exactly what they're getting and they can see the experience that comes with that. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions, you can reach me at 910-261-1518. Or you can hit me up on my email address, which is dc2dw.ceo@outlook.com. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope to see some of y'all soon. Y'all take it easy, and I'll see you on the other side.